Hey guys, first thing I wanted to say is that I miss you so much. So I hope that you are all having an amazing time. I, on the other hand, realize that I need to be in the classroom and I'm going crazy in here. So if you feel like you want to, just stop in my Zoom hours and say hi, that would be awesome. But if you can't make it, I totally understand as well. But I'm really looking forward to seeing you guys in May. So, with that being said, I'm going to talk to you about your assignment for today. Now, another thing that I'm going to mention is you notice that I have written in a lot of the letters here. Well, my ink is running low on my printer, so I am just having to do the best that I can. I've ordered some, so hopefully Amazon will bring me some new ink, and the next time that I have to do one of these videos, I will actually have legible assignments. So if you are running into the same issues, remember that you can always draw these on a piece of paper and you do not have to print them out, okay? So your assignment today is going to be to use your knowledge of your SOHCAHTOA, so your trig ratios, to figure out how long this triangle side is. Now, obviously, it's not as simple as just doing one mathematical calculation. Unfortunately, you actually have to start all the way at the bottom of the pile and figure out all of the side lengths leading you all the way up to the top. So it's going to take you quite a bit of time. And I want to see basically your math skills here. Really what I'm looking for is the mathematical calculations here. I'm not looking for perfection. Last year, I had very few people that actually got the right length. So just realize that I want you to just try your best and I want you to do as much of this as you can. And please, please don't just stop. Okay, so I'm going to explain kind of how to do this. So what you have to do first is you have to first start with this bottom triangle here, and you have to find this missing side length. Now, if you wanted to, you can find all of the missing side lengths, but you don't need to find all of them to get you to the top. What I mean by that is this length is irrelevant to the next triangle, but this length is important because it's part of the side of the next triangle. So for instance, like this triangle right here is irrelevant because it doesn't play a part in the greater purpose of the larger triangles. Same with this triangle here. This one you probably don't even need to find at all. So just realize that you only need to find the triangles that actually are going to lead you to the top triangle, okay? So the first thing you want to do with this is you want to first label your sides. So since we're given this angle of 34 degrees, the opposite side would be the side that I'm not touching, so that would be this side. And then we have your adjacent side, and then we have our hypotenuse, which is this side, okay? Another thing I also want to recommend, sorry, I forgot to mention this, is to label your triangle. So like this is triangle number 1, okay? This can be triangle number 2. This is number 3, and so forth. Number 4, number 5, okay? Because here's the thing is when you do your work is going to be all over the place, and it's going to be a lot easier for me to understand your work if you're telling me which work goes with which triangle, okay? So this is our triangle number 1. So I'm going to do the work on the back side of this. Actually, I'm going to do the back side of another paper right now so that you can see this setup, okay? So I would encourage you also to do your work on a separate paper. So we're going to do triangle number 1's work, okay, here. So we're given the A, which is 8 centimeters, and we're looking for the H. So since we have A, we're looking for H, we need to use cosine. So we always do cosine of the angle is equal to our A over our H, okay? Now we don't know our H, that's what we're trying to find. Okay, so we're going to cross multiply here. So we have H times cosine 34 equals 8. And then to get rid of the cosine 34, we have to divide it. So our H here is going to give us 9.6. Okay, now it's really important here. We're going to only round to the first number. Okay, so round to the 10th place. If you round, if you keep more decimals or you keep all the decimals, what's going to happen is the rest of the assignment is going to be slightly off because you didn't round the same for every single one. So please make sure that you round the same for every single one, okay? So this H is 9.6. Now, before you get all excited and you're like, sweet, I'm done, you still have to keep going. Now, remember that 9.6 is this entire length. So it's this whole length right here. Now, unfortunately, I don't need the entire 9.6 because you can see that this triangle ends here. This is why they have this 2.5 centimeters right here, is they're saying, hey, this whole length is 9.6, but you only need this part, so you have to actually take 9.6 minus 2.5, and you can start seeing why you're going to hate this assignment. 9.6 minus 2.5 to give you 7.1. So what that means is that this part of the triangle is 7.1 centimeters. Now, the issue is that you can't just use 7.1. You actually have to use 7.1 plus 3.6. So 7.1 plus 3.6 will give us 10.7. So this length of the triangle is 10.7. So now, once you figure that out, now you can go on to triangle number 2, and you keep going with this. So you keep doing what I just did over and over and over and over again, okay? Now, please be aware that this is meant to be a difficult assignment, but I know that you guys are up for the challenge since you guys have some time on your hands. And so if you need any help getting started or doing this, please feel free to message me or Zoom conference me to do this. I'm going to say that when you're looking at this as a total, if you're looking at it, you would have 9 triangles that essentially that you have to do to get you all the way up to this top. Notice that this triangle, this triangle, this triangle, like these 2 triangles are kind of irrelevant. You can find them, but they're probably not going to be part, or they're not going to really help you find the length of this side up here. So you should have 9 different calculations, and within those 9 calculations, I do want to see this kind of work that you're telling me so that you know how to get to each of these sides, okay? So I'm just going to get you set up with triangle number 2. So again, once you have that one side length, I'm looking for this side length, but I want to label my sides first. So this is my opposite side, and this is my hypotenuse, and this is my adjacent. So again, I need my adjacent. I have my hypotenuse. I'm going to be using cosine again. So it's cosine 11 degrees is equal to my adjacent side, which I don't know, over my hypotenuse, which is 10.7. So we're going to go ahead and cross multiply and solve from there. Now, please remember that that's going to get you the length of this. To give you the length for the next triangle, you're going to have to subtract this little part, and you're going to also have to add on this 2.9, kind of like I did with number 1. Okay, so good luck, guys. I know that you guys can do amazing job on this, and please let me know if you have any questions.